In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix pelvic pain in seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to show the best exercises to get instant pelvic pain relief, even within 30 seconds. These exercises work by stretching and strengthening the main pelvic floor muscles that cause pain in this area. That way we can get both quick and long-lasting relief. Just a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. They're going to target different muscles. To get the best results, go through all the exercises and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. So if you're dealing with a lot of pelvic pain right now, the first exercise that I would do is called the Kegel tilt, and you can do this one in bed or on a floor. Just lie flat on your back like this. Let's have our legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. The first thing that we need to do is activate the pelvic floor muscles. So imagine urinating. I know this can be a little bit graphic, but just imagine urinating and you're going to clamp down and just stop the flow of that urination. As you clamp down, you're going to feel a lot of muscles across the groin and pelvic floor start to fire. Build into that as much as you can and then hold it during this exercise. From there, you're going to take your hands, put them right on your hips. Imagine your tailbone. What you want to do is scoop it upward like this and curl it towards your belly button, towards your spine. You're going to start to feel that your pelvis rocks backward and a lot of muscles start to fire. Again, build into this one as much as you can. Hold it comfortably for a second or two, and then what you're going to do is rock in the opposite direction. So here's our tailbone. You're just going to scoop it down and press it into the floor or the bed. Hits the muscles a little bit differently. So I would rock forward and backward about 10 to 15 times, and with each repetition, just build into it a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it's helping out, but it needs a little bit more, just keep repeating this over and over again until everything is nice and loose, or you just don't have any more pelvic pain. So to take this one to the next level and focus on some different muscles, what we can do this time around is imagine that we're going to pass gas, but we're going to clamp down so none of that gas is allowed to escape. This time around, it should be felt a little bit more towards the anus. And again, at that point, we're just going to rock forward and backward like this 10 to 15 times. Go through both of those positions. You're probably going to find that one just helps out a little bit more. And at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until the pain is finally gone or you're not getting any more improvement. With this exercise, we're going to focus on the piriformis muscle, a common but overlooked muscle that causes pelvic pain and lower back pain. What we're going to do is start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back as straight as possible. Whatever side that you feel like you have a little bit more pelvic pain, that's the side that I would start with. Let's say it's our right side. You're going to take the painful side's ankle and place over your other side's knee. So when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. The first movement is taking your hands and you're going to grab right on the outside of your knee. Now pull this knee across your body towards your other side shoulder. So I'm going to take my right knee across my body towards my left shoulder. As you do this, you're going to feel a really good stretch form on the outside of your thigh that works into the buttocks. Really focus on feeling a very deep stretch into the buttocks. Hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 3 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But let's take this one to the next level and focus on getting a much deeper release into that piriformis muscle. So what I'm going to do this time around is take this bent knee and press it down towards the floor, but I'm not going to use my hands. Instead, I'm only going to use my leg and hip strength. As you press down, you're going to feel a deep activation into the buttocks, into the glutes. We're going to hold this comfortably for about 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. But if you want to focus on making this even a little bit deeper, as you press this knee down, slowly just lean forward like this. So kind of lower your chest towards the floor, but do it slowly because it really intensifies that stretch. But go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just helps you out a little bit more. And at that point, I would keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose or you're not getting any more improvement. Just remember though, whatever you do on one side, always switch to the other side and repeat to help keep everything in balance. So if you're looking for something a little bit more advanced that can give a really deep stretch across the pelvic floor, give this one a try. It's called the pelvic rocker. We're going to start on all fours on a floor. Have your hands roughly shoulder width apart. The first thing that we're going to do is put our feet together and we want to swing our knees outward as much as we can. So I kind of just walk out like this. The goal is you want to build into this one as much as you can until you feel a really deep stretch forming on the inner part of your thighs that works into the groin across the pelvic floor. Once you feel that, what you're going to do from there is slowly walk your hands forward like this until you feel a gentle stretch in your back. Once you feel that, take your fingers, grip into the floor so they don't slip during this exercise. Let's tuck our chin towards our chest and now rock our whole body backward, taking our butt towards our heels. The more that you rock backward, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch across the pelvic floor into the groin. Build into that one as much as you can, and then from there just relax your abdomen right here. I always say, like, let your belly button just go straight towards the floor. What you want to do is just nice, slow, controlled breathing at this point for about 30 to 45 seconds. You can then release it by rocking forward, take a breather if needed, but try to do this about 3 to 5 times, and with each repetition, build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, what I like to do is target the muscles a little bit differently. So instead of keeping my upper body straight, I tilt it a little bit towards one side. So I'm going a little bit towards my right, and then I'm going to repeat. When you do this, you're going to notice the other side gets stretched a little bit more. So give that a try towards the right and also towards the left. If any of those positions offer more relief, at that point, throw more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. So let's go over a couple exercises that can give both quick and long-lasting relief by strengthening the pelvic floor muscles. This first one is called the frog bridge, and it's perfect to do after the frog rocker. We're going to start lying flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Let's put our feet together and then press our knees downward towards the floor as much as we can until we feel a really deep stretch form on the inner part of our thighs that works into the groin and across the pelvic floor. Build into this one as much as you can. Once you feel that, what we're going to do next to target these muscles is imagine urinating. What we're going to do is clamp down to stop the flow of that urination. It should just really target those pelvic floor muscles. You're going to hold this, put your hands off to your side, and now slowly press your hips and pelvis upward towards the ceiling until your body roughly is in a straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. You're going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire across the core, pelvis, your hips, your butt. Hold this comfortably for about 3 to 5 seconds, release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And again, with each repetition, build into it a little bit more. Afterwards, relax for a minute or two, and then on the next set, what you want to focus on doing is imagine passing gas, but you're going to clamp down again and just make it where you can't pass that gas. This time around, the muscles around the anus should really start to fire, and then you're just going to repeat this for another 5 to 10 repetitions. So I would do that both ways, clamping down for urination and trying to stop the gas. And afterwards, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, try to throw in a couple more sets. So one of the best ways to get long-lasting pelvic pain relief is by doing a clamshell exercise, but I'm going to show you how to take this one to the next level. So we're going to start lying on our side on a floor with the side that has the most pain or discomfort up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to demonstrate what to do if you have a little bit more right-sided pelvic pain. What you want is your feet together, and you're going to bend your knees so they're roughly at 90 degrees, and then just swing them forward from your body. You're going to support your head with your hand just like this. So the first movement is very straightforward. We're just going to lower this top knee downward towards the bottom leg, touch our knees together, and then slowly press our knee backward like this. So just kind of swinging it back upward. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot of muscles start to fire, including the buttocks, but more importantly, you should feel it around the pelvis and also around the groin. I like to hold this for a second or two and then just keep repeating this over and over again for about 10 to 15 repetitions. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy at that point, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. But for most people, this is going to be pretty easy. And at that point, to take it to the next level, what you want to do is straighten this top leg like this, have your legs in line with each other, and then just slowly lift that leg upward towards the ceiling. It's definitely a lot harder. So press that foot upward straight towards the ceiling until you feel a deep activation of those pelvic floor muscles. Hold this for about 5 seconds, and then you're going to slowly release your leg and bring it back down towards the bottom leg, but fight your leg weight. So we're going to resist going up and down to target those muscles in both directions. I like to do this about 5 to 10 times, and afterwards relax, see how I feel. Again, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. Just remember though, whatever you do on one side, always flip over and do on the other side to help keep everything in balance. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.